What is real? That which is free. So as long as you are not liberated, you are real. And if you are not, do you exist? Because the unreal cannot exist. The Vedanta says, only on liberation do you come into existence. Before that, it is just a play of chemicals and some processes. There is no you, really. Because the highest respect is reserved for and accorded to the word I or you. That is the highest Vedantic truth. I. Atman itself means I. Vedanta says, you do not deserve to use I if you are not liberated. Don't say me. You are not. You become qualified to say that you exist only when you are liberated of your prakritic bondages. Otherwise, you are just bragging. I am doing that, I belong there, I am going to do that, I have such dreams, I have such relationships. Are you getting it? Please see from where Vedanta is coming. Vedanta springs from compassion towards mankind itself. And those who could see realize that all suffering, all our tears, it's a very humane enterprise. Please understand. It's not just a philosophy for the sake of it. Something very important is at stake. Vedanta is not philosophy for the sake of philosophy. Vedanta is philosophy for the sake of mankind. Your liberation is the purpose of Vedanta, not some abstract principle like discovery of truth. If you simply say philosophy, that simply means you know, I like the truth. I want to venture into it. I love exploring the truth. That is philosophy. Vedanta is beyond that. The truth is unknowable. So I am not going to get into something as abstract as that. I want to know how do I wipe off my tears. That's the purpose of Vedanta. And with that purpose begins as philosophical pursuit. So there is philosophy. There is hardcore philosophy. There is top-notch philosophy. But that philosophy is not for its own sake. It's a beautiful thing. Please understand, there is a life lesson here. Something is being done just to help the other. The purpose is not to create the highest form of literature that mankind has known. No, that was not the purpose. But something extremely sublime and beautiful sprang from the kind-hearted approach to help the other. My purpose was to help you, and in process of helping you, something extremely beautiful and precious just came up. I didn't intend to. It spontaneously came up. That's what the Upanishads are. That's what the entire Vedantic corpus is. It just came. The rishis were not fond of proclaiming to the world that they are great authors or philosophers. So many times we do not even know where the particular verse is coming from. Even Bhagavad Gita, we are told Ved Vyas. So now Ved Vyas appears more like a qualification, more like a title than the specific name of a particular person. Are you getting it? They were not interested in blowing their own trumpet. They wanted to help. The life lesson is, if you do things without the desire for yourself at the center, then what comes from that? What gets created by you is of an order that you could have never actively imagined. Are you getting it? So, consider the situation. There is the ego. For us, it does not exist. Right? So, let's get rid of the theoretical framework in which the ego does not exist. The ego. Here I am the ego. Let's begin from there. Because that is our experienced day-to-day reality. The ego does exist, right? The ego exists, and for the ego is this perceived world. If I am there, then this world is there. There is no dissociation between the two. Have you ever lived for a second in a world less space? Has that happened? You are there and the universe is not there. Has that happened? So you and the world are necessary companions to you. And the ego is heavily dependent on the world, not only for its sustenance, but for its very identity. Nobody can answer the question, who are you, without picking up something from the world. Try that. Who are you? Answer this question without using anything from the world. Try. Can you? Can you? Try and then think of the kind of helplessness it is. Who are you? Finished. Finished. Even if you say, I am, you still have used a language from the world. Through that's probably the maximum you can liberate yourself from the world. Even while giving an answer, somebody asks you, who are you? And you say, I am. That's a maximum extent of your liberation possible. But even that liberation is so conditional, so limited. So that's the human condition. You live and you live dependently. And that which you are dependent on is a secular, self-contained system of its own with no concern at all for your well-being. The cloud does not ask you before raining. Death does not ask you before striking. If you take in some toxin, it does not ask you before hurting you. You thought it was some good sweetmeat, went in and started doing all kinds of nasty things. It took your permission. So, I live dependent on you and you are extremely autonomous. You give two hoots to my desires and my concerns. Does it not happen? You go to a river and you put your toe in it. For your sake, does the water adjust the temperature? The temperature will remain what it is. If you like it, good. Otherwise, is that not so? You are going to miss the flight. Does the earth start spinning slowly on its axis? Does that happen? And you are dependent on the little things on your wrist, and the little thing on the wrist is not at all concerned about your flight. You are telling, can you please stop yourself for 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes is all you are missing your flight by such a little thing. Think. And even that is autonomous. You cannot do anything. That's the human condition. You live is an extremely dependent way on the world, and the world is independent of you. One-way traffic. You are dependent on the world, and the world is independent of you. You drop dead right now. Do the stars start wailing? It does not matter. Even to the rat or the crow, it does it. You just dropped dead and two lizards are mating right over your head. That's the worth of your life. Even as we are busy feeling great in this hall, enlightening ourselves, a few thousand people have already died in the last few minutes. They always do, sir. They always do. That's the natural rate of death. Nothing shocking about it. That's a way the universe is. At this moment, There is some black hole consuming massive stars. Think. What you call as universe, entire universe are being finished this very second. Our universe is not the absolute universe, right? And this that we look around, we call as the universe. In that proportion, a black hole devours so many universes, and you are busy sitting. Somebody is scratching this back, and in that interim, a black hole finished off some 200 suns. 200 suns are gone, and that what were you doing? Picking your nose or elbowing your neighbor. 200 suns finished off without a trace, not reduced to ashes, reduced to nothingness. The universe doesn't care, or does it? Even as we are having this extremely secular discussion here, people are busy killing each other. Think of the other side of the globe. Somebody is pestering somebody for a bribe. Here we are with the secured Bhagavad Gita. This very moment, so many things are happening. Some judge in some court has been brought off. He is delivering a totally unjust verdict. Is that not happening right now? That is happening. Even as we uttered these words, somebody has been shot. Somebody just succumbed to his chronic illness. Is that not happening? This moment, somebody succumbed to his chronic illness somewhere in Argentina, let's say, and we are talking of only the human spices. If you include all spices, we cannot even imagine that all is going on. Even we spoke, so many species went extinct forever. They will never come back. Somebody is snoring, somebody is farting, somebody is having sex with very moment. Think, don't think. Everybody laughs.